Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Pacelle. We are getting ready to go over your topic 3 and 5 math test on multiplying and dividing whole numbers. You will need to have your math work journal out so that you can look at your answer choices and your actual computations for these 15 problems. So question number 1 was just making sure you had the vocabulary as part of your knowledge base. So number 1, we're looking for the answer to a multiplication problem, and that is called a product. So your answer choice is D. Number 2, the number by which another number is divided. This number refers to the number of equal groups or parts you are making in a division problem. So you divide a number by the divisor. So that would be C. The divisor does the dividing. That's the number of equal groups or equal parts you are making. All right. Number 3, numbers that are multiplied together to get a product are your factors. All right. Number 4, the answer to a division problem is a quotient. So that goes with answer choice B. And number 5, the number to be divided in a division problem. This is the number, the total that you have that is being split into equal groups or equal parts. And that is called the dividend E. So you guys, this is the paper copy of the digital test. So if your parents are looking over this with you, this is what you have under SchoolNet. You can go back and look at your test score, but your work should, be what you're looking at to see what you missed and why you missed it. All right, number 2. Each class at school was given 225 glue sticks at the beginning of the year. There are 22 classes. How many glue sticks were given? All right, so I am actually at home. I don't have all my necessary items with me. I can write pretty neat. So I'm going to work this multiplication problem out on paper. So we have 225 glue sticks, and there are 22 classes that are receiving them. So that's 22 groups of 225. So that is multiplication. So we're multiplying. I'm going to put 225 times 22. All right. Don't forget, when we multiply, we put the factor with the most digits on the top. Now, I'm going to get a real quick estimate. I like to do the front digit estimates. So 225 rounds to 200. 22 rounds to 20. All right. So my basic fact is 2 times 2 is 4. And I have 3 zeros in my two factors. So I have an estimate of 4,000. All right, so that estimate's going to help me see if my answer is reasonable. All right, so we start multiplying by the 2 in the ones place. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup that 1. We then move to the tens place. 2 times 2 is 4, plus the 1 we regrouped is 5. We move over to the hundreds place. 2 times 2 is 4. All right, we're done multiplying by the 2. We mark out anything we regrouped. Now, when we go over to multiply by the 2 here, we're multiplying by 20. That's a 2 in the tens place. So we're going to put our place value holder 0 here. That will allow us to multiply the top digits by 2. So 2 times 5 is 10. We regroup the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then we move over to the hundreds. 2 times 2 is 4. We add our partial products together. So we get 0, 5, 9, and 4. All right, so you had to enter your answer here. So you entered the digits 4, 9, 5, and 0 in the computer. All right, so this is an example of an open response question. You had no answer bank. All right, let's look at number 3. Molly read a book that has 2,100 pages. She read 70 pages each night. How many nights did it take Molly to read the book? So hopefully as you read the problem, you recognize that you are breaking down or dividing up the total number of pages into groups of 70 to see how many nights it took. So this is a division problem. So this is number 3. So you're looking at your work. Hopefully you took 2,100 divided by 70. So I'm going to get a quick estimate. I'm looking at this. These are already some friendly numbers. I can cancel out the zeros and look at this as 210 tens divided by 7 tens. All right, my basic fact, 21 divided by 7 is right here. I don't even have to change this, and I get 3. And then I have 1 0 left. So I get an estimate of 30, but are you guys recognizing that not only is that an estimate, but that's my answer? All right. Any of you that are skipping this part, the estimating with your math work, are really causing yourself to have some missed problems that you could probably, catch your mistakes with the reasonableness of your answer or the unreasonableness of it. You're also, in this case, going to end up doing more work because if you didn't get an estimate, then you were having to do this, right? All right, and you were looking at, 70 doesn't divide into 2, it doesn't divide into 21, but it will go into 210. And using your basic fact, 3 times 7 is 21, you would know that 3 times 70 would be 210. So you subtract, you get 0, you bring down, and then 70 goes into 0 times. 0 times 70 is 0. And you would have gotten your answer with the long division, but not necessary because right here is where we could have done our work with the estimate. All right, so this was open-ended, so you were putting in a 3 and a 0, okay? All right, so let's move right along. Number 3, we just finished, so we're on number 4. There are 125 sheets of paper in a pack. A classroom uses 30 packs of paper in a year. How many total sheets of paper does the classroom use? So there are 125 sheets in a pack, and the classroom uses 30 packs. So that's 30 groups of 125. So we're multiplying 125 times 30. All right, I'm going to get a quick estimate. So 125, front digit rounding would round to 100. 30 is already rounded. My basic fact, 1 times 3 equals 3. And then I have these 3 zeros in my products. So I get an estimate of 3,000. Again, I am adamant every day in class that we always get quick estimates. All right, so let's multiply. We're multiplying 125 times 30. So everything multiplied by 0 gives us 0. I'm not going to take the shortcut. All right, I'm done multiplying by the ones place. So I'm going to come over to the 3 and the tens place. So I need to put down a place value holder. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm just following that basic algorithm, multiplying each place value by my multiplier. I add, and I get 3,750. My answer is reasonable, and I see it right here in the answer bank, and it feels good. All right, number 5. A football team sold 2,352 boxes of candy for a fundraiser. There are 56 players on the football team. Each player sold the same number of boxes of candy. How many boxes did each player sell? So I want to know how many boxes each player sold. So I know the total amount, 2,352. And if there are 56 players and they're all selling the same amount, we're dividing those candy bars up into 56 groups. All right, I'm going to get a quick estimate. So I am going to round my back digit to 60. All right, a number close to 23 that's divisible by 6, or a number, in other words, that's close to 235 that's divisible by 6 would be 24 or 240. And then I need one more zero. So I have a compatible number for 2,352. All right. All right. Sorry, Rosie's getting excited. I don't know about what. All right, so we are going to divide. My basic fact, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. I have that 1 0. So I have an estimate of 40. All right, so I'm going to divide. Here's my work. 56, 2,352. So my estimate's going to help me a couple different ways. 56 will go into 235. So I'm going to put my caret here. I think it's going to go 4 times. So I can just do a little bit of work here. 56 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 2 is 224. All right, I can subtract, so that is a perfect estimate. I get 11. I bring down the 2. All right, so I know that 50 times 2 is 100. So I'm going to try 2 times. 56 times 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 more. Look at that. Perfect. So I get 42. All right. 42 boxes of candy per player. My answer is right here at B. It's very close to my estimate. My estimate helped me place that first digit. All right. So don't cheat yourself out of that estimate. All right. Number 6. Mrs. Baumgartner drove 26 miles each day. How many miles did she drive in 365 days? So I'm looking for this big total. So I know we're going to be multiplying 26 times 365. All right, I'm going to get a real quick estimate. I'm going to do 25. I'm going to use 25 because I'm really good at counting by my 25s. And I'm going to round 365 to 400. So I know 25 times 4 is 100. And then I'm going to annex these 2 zeros. So I get an estimate of 10,000 miles. All right. So I'm going to come over here and do the actual work. So 365 times 26. All right. I know I'm going pretty fast, but I've already taught the process of multiplication. So we're just going over our work. 6 times 5 is 30. Regroup the 3. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 3, 39. Regroup the 3. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 3 is 21. I'm done multiplying by the 6. I'm going to cancel out here anything I've regrouped. I'm getting ready to multiply by 20. So I put down my place value holder. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Regroup. 2 times 3 is 6 plus that 1 is 7. I'm going to add my 2 partial products. I get 9,490, very close to my estimate of 10,000, and I see it. Feels good when that happens. There it is. All right. Number 7. A cafeteria packed 1,250 lunches for the school picnic. Each class had 25 students. How many classes received lunches? So I know the big grand total of lunches packed for the whole school was 1,250. If I divide it into groups of 25, that's going to tell me how many classes there were. So I'm going to work with, I'll leave this 25. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty good at counting by 25s, and I know 125 is divisible by 25. So wait a minute, I don't even need to change anything. So 125 divided by 25 is 5, right? 5 times 25 is 125. And then I've got this 0 left here in the dividend. So I actually, through my estimate, I have found my answer. There are going to be 50 classes. And again, if I want to check it, I can multiply 50 classes times 25 students in a class and make sure it gives me 1,250 lunches, which it does. So my answer is C. All right, let's move on. We're to problem number 8. An apple orchard sold 155 apples in September. In November, it sold 17 times as many apples as it did in September. So how many apples did the apple orchard sell in November? So it sold 155 in September, and it says in November it sold 17 times that many. So I am going to use this to help me. 17 rounds to 20. 155 rounds to 200. 2 times 2 is 4, and I have 3 zeros. So I have an estimate of about 4,000, and that's an overestimate. I have an estimate of about 4,000 apples. So I'm going to do my work here. 155 times 17. Starting with multiplying by the 7 in my multiplier. 7 times 5 is 35. Regroup. 7 times 5 is 35, plus the 3 I regrouped is 38. 7 times 1 is 7, plus the 3 is 10. I'm done multiplying by the 7. I'm going to move over and multiply by the 10, but since I'm just going to be multiplying shortcut by 1, I go ahead and put down that place value holder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 1 is 1. I add those partial products together. I get 2,635. Yes, that is relatively close to my overestimate of 4,000, but most importantly, I see it right here in my answer bank, answer choice A. All right, let's move right on. Mrs. Wade is buying juice for the 25 students in her class. The juice boxes are sold in packs of 3. What is the least number of packs that Mrs. Wade needs to buy so that each student will have 1 juice box? All right, I hope you recognize that we are going to be dividing. So she has 25 students. And, you know, if she could just buy 1 box each, we know that we would need 25 of those. Hang on just a minute. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm back. So since we know that the juice boxes are sold in packs of 3, we're going to divide the number of boxes we need. All right, so real quick estimate, I know that 24 divided by 3 is 8. All right, that's just my estimate. All right, so here we go. We're dividing 25 by 3. We know it'll go in 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. And we have 1 left over. Now, wait a minute. Let's talk about what that means. If Miss Wade only gets 8 boxes or 8 packs, then she's only going to have 24 juice boxes. How many students does she have? That's right, she has 25. So what we have to do is we have to round this up and get 9 packs of the juice boxes. 9 times 3 would give us 27 juice boxes, which would be plenty. So answer choice B is correct. All right, number 10. A video game company packed 15 boxes with 20 packages of video games in each box. What is the total number of video games the company packed in the boxes? So I'm looking for the total number, and I know that each of these 15 boxes has 20 packages inside. So that's 15 groups of 20. So that's some multiplication. I'm actually going to be able to multiply right here within my estimate because I know 15 times 2 is 30. And I can annex that 0 and I get 300. All right. If you did the multiplication, might have looked like this. And then put down our place value holder. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 more is 3. So either way, hopefully you saved yourself the trouble and got your answer right here when you started working on that estimate. Number 11, when 123 is multiplied by 52, what digit is in the tens place as a result? All right, this is a tricky one. All right, we have 123. We're going to multiply it by 52. We're going to get a quick estimate, first of all. So let's take 100 times 50. 5 times 1 is our basic fact, and annex the 3 zeros. So we do get an estimate of 5,000. Now that's not going to help me to see if my answer is reasonable as far as picking it. What it's going to help me do is make sure my answer is reasonable, and then I'm going to find the digit in the tens place. So 123 times 52. We start multiplying by that 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. We're done with the 2. We put down that place value holder. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. 5 times 1 is 5 is 1 plus, 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. We add. We get 6,396. Now be careful. A lot of you didn't read the question and you jumped right in and grabbed the decoy answer A. Yes, that is the product, but that's not what this question's asking you for. It's asking you what digit is in the tens place. So here's 6 ones, 9 tens. So the answer is C. All right. So a cautionary tale to make sure if you picked A, that in the future you're really going back and making sure you're answering what the question is asking you and not falling for those decoy answers. All right, we're getting ready to talk about number 12. All right, we just have 3 more. Number 12, a group of 63 students volunteered to clean up a park. Each student picked up 74 pounds of trash. How many pounds of trash did the students pick up in all? All right, that tells me I'm going to be multiplying. So we have 63 groups of 74 pounds. So 63 times 74. I'm going to get a real quick estimate. Just going to round 60 and this one to 70. 6 times 7, my basic fact is 42. And next those 2 zeros, so I get an estimate of 4,200 pounds. So I can already tell you it's not going to be A or B. All right, I'm going to multiply. It doesn't matter which factor you put on the top because you have two-digit factors. I'm going to do 63 times 74. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 1, 25. Done multiplying by the 4, so I'm going to put down my place value holder. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 2 is 44. I'm going to add those partial products, and I get 4,662. Close to my estimate, but more importantly, it's right there in answer choice D. All right, number 13. The Smith family separated 953 cans for recycling into 3 boxes. Did each box contain the same number of cans? Well, I need to get my answer from this before I can, I have to get the question before I can find the answer. So they have 953 cans and they're recycling them into 3 bins. So guys, I'm going to use 900, right, as my estimate. So here it is. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and next those 2 zeros. So I get an estimate of 300. It can help me answer this question, but it'll help me see if my quotient is reasonable. And it helps me place that first digit in my quotient. So I know that 3 will divide into 9 3 times. Subtract, bring down. 3 will go into 5 1 time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, bring down. 3 will go into 23 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. And then I have 2 left over. So what that means is if they have 953 cans and they're dividing them into 3 boxes, each box will have 317 cans in it, and then there's going to be these 2 left over. So the answer is not yes. The answer is no. All right. And if there are 2 left over, then what that means is it's not C. 2 boxes had 2 cans each, extra cans each. All right, that would be 4 left over. It has to be 2 boxes then would have 1 extra can left. All right, that would account for these 2 that were left over. Okay, so the answer is D. All right, number 14. Each day the pretzel shop in the mall sells 25 pretzels. How many pretzels will this pretzel shop sell after 22 days? So this, I'm looking for the product. There are 25 days, and each day 22 pretzels were sold. I'm going to get a real quick estimate. I'm going to keep this 25, round this to 20. 25 times 2 is 50. Annex that 0, and I get an estimate of 500 pretzels. All right, to multiply, it doesn't matter which factors on the top. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup that 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. I'm done with the 2. I'm ready to put down my place value holder. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. When I add the 2 partial products, I get 550 pretzels. Answer choice C. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we just finished going over the solutions to our 15 problems on our topic 3 and 5 test, multiplying and dividing multi-digit whole numbers. All right, we are going to start topic 8 tomorrow. We're actually moving into multiplying fractions. So hopefully everybody's excited about that. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon.